morning. For the record, I'm on time for the live stream. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't, but we are on track today. So pop me a little note below. I'm going to give everyone a minute to log on. We just posted over in the Careers on Vacation page that we would be going live here in a second. So we'll have some viewers coming over from there as well. But we have such a fun topic for today. So how to get 10 plus hours back in your life every week, not every month, not every quarter, 10 hours a week. I'm going to share with you my best secrets, my life hacks, my business hacks for how to do this. And so I'm excited. So first of all, if this is your first live stream, welcome. This is my show, Bliss to Abundance, and I'm your host, Cyndi Williams. If you've never met me before, welcome, first of all. But secondly, just to share a little bit about me, I started in the travel industry 25 years ago. I'm a mom. I own 2 amazing businesses. So if anyone knows about having a lot of stress, chaos, and need for efficiency and time, absolutely. There's always 2 things I share about myself. One, I have an insane coffee collection. I'm going to share I always share a fun coffee mug, and I have one for you all today. And I love crazy earrings. So I always love to bring my little earrings. And I love travel. That is what I love. My purpose in life is to help inspire and motivate people to follow their bliss into abundance. That's why I do this free weekly live stream. This is also turned into a podcast on iTunes. You can actually go to your phone and say, Siri, play Bliss to Abundance, and you can get our podcast for free. If you want to get that as a download later, you're welcome to do that. And without further ado, and we're going to get into the topic in just a minute, but let me share the coffee mug for this week. This is my husband's coffee mug. Can you guys see it? I'm streaming like 2 seconds behind on Facebook. Hakuna Matata! What a wonderful phrase. It means no worries for the rest of our days. Okay, I won't kill you with my singing this morning. But that's my husband's mug, but I stole it. I love it so much, and hope you guys like it too. So a little fun in the topic today. But so let's talk a little bit. Like, are you stressed? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling overworked? Of course you are. Like, you're a mom or a dad or a sister or a daughter. Welcome to America. Welcome to the world that we live in. Everybody's overworked, overstressed, feeling overwhelmed. There's different times that you go through that process. And it's funny, I'm always looking for topics to do for the show that are going to help you guys, right? And it's a perfect example. Like, look at my hair is like super wet. I didn't even dry my hair today. Efficiency tip number 1. No, seriously, we're going to get into some better tips than that. But someone asked me the other day, one of my clients that I'm working with, because we, of course, in the Careers on Vacation Mastermind, we help people grow, scale, and supersize their travel businesses. And I was doing kind of like a final wrap-up call for someone who went through our 12-week program. And they were like, Cyndi, and we teach them, of course, how to put in systems and processes and all that good stuff. They're like, Cyndi, how do you do all of this for your travel agency plus run Careers on Vacation? Like, how do you do this? Like, it's just crazy. And it got me thinking, like, we really have done a lot in our company this year. Like, we launched a website, we launched a chatbot, I did countless retreats. We quadrupled our size in the last 12 months. I tripled the size of my team, speaking events, and then I'm a mom, right? Like, every day the kids want to eat dinner. They expect their laundry to be cleaned. Is that ridiculous? Like, I don't have time for that. Right? So, but I was really proud about everything we've accomplished this year. And then looking back and thinking about that question my client asked, I was like, I would have never, ever gotten this done unless we had the right systems in place ahead of time of where we were going to grow, but also an amazing team and different tips. I'm going to get into the nitty gritty that I'm going to share with you today. So, that's where we're going to kind of start our process. So if you're feeling stressed, if you need that extra 10 hours, let's go through my top tips. Let's start with number 1. I want you to get smarter about how you use your time. Okay. And we all have the same 24 hours. I have the same 24 hours that you do, and you have the same 24 hours of the person sitting next to you, or, you know, the person down the street. We all have the same 24 hours to work with. So what are you doing with that 24 hours? And there's an important spin on this today, because I am a mom, I am a wife, I am a daughter. So there's a lot of, you know, family stuff that, you know, when we work with clients, and we work with we probably have about 20% guys that are in our program, and then we have about 80% women, full disclosure. So we are very in tune with like what you guys are struggling with. And I struggle with the same things, like what's going to be for dinner tonight? Oh my gosh, should I think about this? So the reason I'm starting with this is, as a mama, right? If you're a mama or a dad and you have a family that is counting on you to be there and be present and have dinner and clean laundry and all the things, right? You gotta systematize your home life first. That's really the first step, because you're not going to be able to mentally let go of like, do I have time to work today? Because pick up time for schools every day. Their kids are going to get hungry every day. You can't miss volleyball practice, right? So I get the demands that are on your schedule, and that's why I want you to systematize your home life first. So specifically, here are some things that we do. Number one, have you guys heard of this thing called Instacart? And there's different ones out there. I get my groceries delivered every week on track. I have a little thing that says our stuff. I know what my daughter's favorites, my son's favorites, my husband's favorites. And we have like 3 different diets in our family, because my husband has to have a vegan diet for health reasons. And so we have like crazy things that need to happen. Sometimes we have to make 2 and 3 versions of dinner. So one of the things that helps me is systematizing I have that grocery order. I go in on Sundays and I put the order together, and I even taught my daughter, she's 13, she can help out with it too. She goes in and puts all the stuff she wants for her and her brother's lunches, and then boom, I hit enter on Sunday and the groceries magically get delivered, and then we can do our food prep and things like that, so we're prepared for the week. So if you're, and I think Instacart's like, I don't know, 100, 150 bucks a year. Like that's the cost for a year. But what does that save me as a mom and an entrepreneur? Going to the grocery store is like a 3-hour event every week. Like you got to write your list, plan your meals, go to the store, bring them home, put it away. So it's way better just to be able to plan, hit enter, and have them delivered and put them away in the pantry. So there's your first 3 hours back right there every single week. And by the way, people might be like, oh, well, 150 bucks. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Here's where you save your money. When you go to the grocery store and they have the beautiful cake and they have the beautiful, all the things that you wouldn't buy if you didn't go in person, you already are going to save way over 150 bucks. I don't know about you, but with me, I'm like, I don't know. Those pastries look pretty good. Or, oh, I don't know. Let's maybe run by the ice cream. I'm always buying 5, 6, 10 items that weren't on the list. When you stick to the list, you get those temptations off, but also that's your money. That's how you get the money to fund this first one. Secondly, make sure you are involving your kids in some chores. I see so many moms take on way too much. They do all the laundry, they do all the dishes, they do all the cleaning. Like that is a full-time job, right? So give your kids age-appropriate chores. Our kids have chores every single day. Even my daughter's in middle school and she's got volleyball, she's got musicals, she's got student council, all the things, right? She still has at least 1 to 2 chores a day. And then on the weekend, she has more chores. And same thing with my son. They are old enough to help out. You need to solicit, and not only like, it's one thing to write it on the list, you have to manage it like it's a little corporation sometimes, because kids, they might do it sloppy, and that's okay. At least you're getting some help. But just go back and put I call it trust but verify method. I use this in business and I use it with our children, where, hey, this is your list of things to do. I'm going to trust you to do it, but trust you me, I'm going to come and check it to make sure it's done. So once you get them, Natalie says, preach, girl. Yes, Natalie is one of our awesome luxury travel planners that works for our agency. I know we've had conversations about this. So when you're a mama, you got to get that in place, but they can help, I promise you. And if you have that control thing where you want everything to be perfect, I get that. I'm a type A, and that's something I struggle with too. maybe the dishes didn't get put away perfect. Maybe the laundry didn't get folded perfect, right? I saw a hilarious quote this morning on Facebook. It said, hang on, I have it right here. Wash time, 45 minutes, dry time, 60 minutes, fold and put away 7 to 10 business days. And that's the other piece about this, like cut yourself some slack. If it is not a revenue generating task, sometimes you can put some stuff off. It's not the end of the world. Okay. But the other thing that I invest in, and I say invest because some people would say, oh, that's a luxury, that's a treat, that's for rich people, whatever. I have maid service, right? I used to own a cleaning company and got real spoiled with getting service whenever I wanted it, right? But that is one of those things that I learned. I can generate a certain amount of income if I am working in my business every day. And not only the hours that it takes to clean the house the way that I want it cleaned, to make my kids do what they would have to do, to follow up and make sure everything's done how I want it done. And the stress, like I hate not having an organized, clean house. It drives me insane. And, look, some of those things you gotta cut yourself some slack on. But one of the things that really helps me be more productive is every 2 weeks, I have a maid service come in and they clean the house. Now, like I said, you might be like, oh, that's a luxury. I could never afford that. I say you can't not afford it. You can't not afford it. Is that a double negative? Yeah, we're not doing grammar lessons today. But point being, if you can get another 4 or 5 hours back in your life every week, I've already given us 8 between grocery shopping and maid service, right? What can you do with that time to market, grow your business, have some self-care, and have your home life systematized, right? Some other things that you can do is stop trying to be super mom. Stop trying to be super mom. It's okay if the laundry sits for a couple of hours. Mom, if you're watching, I know this is not your method. My mom would have a heart attack. The minute I have one of those moms, love her to death, the buzzer goes off and she runs to the dryer and everything's folded in 5 minutes. Not at my house. That's what if you went into my laundry room right now, which is why that laundry quote was so funny, you will see 5 or 6 baskets of clean laundry, but they are not folded. They are not put away. That is an area where I cut myself some slack. We do it on the weekends. We do it as a family, and it's all good. Cameron says, wow, feeling called out by the laundry antidote. So true. Yes, I'm right there with you for sure. So that's number one, systematize your home life, guys. And then once you have that in a place where as a mom, you're like, my family has what they need. The kids are fed. They have clean laundry. The house is clean. Then you can really laser focus on your business, right? So let's get to the number 2 now that we've talked about squaring home life away. So now you can clear up that mental capacity to move forward. The second place that's so easy to get time back in your life, you need to look at the time you're spending on social media. If you have an iPhone, you can go to settings and you can check your screen time. I don't know the system on Android. If someone knows it, feel free to pop it in the comments. But I keep tabs on this for myself to make sure, because I have a tendency to, overdo it too. And part of it is I run my business in social media, right? So I'm always checking in. Do clients have what they need? We have a secret group where they get all the help and support. So I'm constantly in there. And I had to really learn to group those tasks to make sure, you know what, I can do a little bit of time in the morning, a little bit of time in the afternoon. My clients have everything they need, but I'm not in there all day long, right? And I have team members that help out too. So, but look at the time you're spending on social media. So I want you to go after this live stream today, go to settings, look at your screen time. And I think you might be surprised and shocked of how it gives you a daily average of how many hours you're spending. And then if you swipe to the left, it'll break it down to what your productive time is, other time, and then just socializing time. So if you can just shave a couple hours a week off social media, what we've started to do is once the kids are home, the phones kind of go in a box, not a box, but we put them away where they're not accessible. So we have 3, 4, 5 hours of really good family time. And that has helped us just have better mental clarity. Kids are sleeping better, the whole thing. So that will save you some time too. So look at that. Number 3, now I want to talk about your business, right? Now that we have this time back, but if you can get a few hours social media, the 7 or 8 hours, we're almost up to 15 hours. So we're well over 10 with what you've saved. Now I want you to start thinking about your business. And this is where my clients, the clients come to us sometimes brand new wanting to open a travel business. And sometimes they come and they've been in business for 10 or 15 years and they have broken systems and they're feeling overwhelmed and they want to grow, but there's so much stuff. So we work at it from both perspectives, but getting this time back, the reason it's so important is you need time to work on your business, not in your business. Does that make sense? So when you're working in your business, you're doing quotes, you're selling, you're helping people. That's working in your business. Yes, it's revenue generating, but how do you make that shift to becoming a real CEO, to maybe hiring staff, to maybe growing your team? How do you make that shift without losing revenue? You do it with systems. You have to start working on your business, find that time to work on your business versus in your business. So to give you let me give you some examples of ineffective systems in our travel businesses that most of you are running today. If you're still emailing like 2 to 3 times to get an appointment on someone's schedule, like, trust me, they're over it. You've wasted 30 minutes trying to, can you meet at Thursday? Oh, Bobby has soccer practice. Can you meet at this time? If you're doing that with every client to get them on your schedule, like, you're wasting so much time just in the administrative process of scheduling. That's an example of ineffective system you have in your business. If you're hiring ICs or you're hiring staff and you do not have an onboarding, if you do not have a recruiting, onboarding, hiring process in a systematic fashion that you can repeat again and again and again to get people onboarded and selling for your company, you are wasting. This is one for my big agencies that we work with. This is one of the biggest things they struggle with, because they're like, oh, I'm training people and they're not converting. I'm putting all this time and effort and getting them prepared, and they're falling off, or they're not sticking, or whatever the things that are happening that make it not work. It's because the proper systems are not in place, maintained, and executed properly. So that's an example. If you're just like, oh, let me start hiring people, like, then you realize, oh, I need this form, and I should probably train them, and oh, do I have a process for this? All of a sudden you're in this doing all the stuff that doesn't really generate revenue, and it can become really chaotic, especially if you're hiring 2, 3, 4, 5 people. So systemizing that process, if you're a bigger agency, is so critical. If you're trying to scale to 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 agents, you have to have proper systems in place. And not proper in systems once you have 10 or 15 agents. If you do, you can still modify, but it's way harder to change stuff once you have people hired and you've promised them certain things and you've done things differently. Now you got to retrain everyone. It is way better to stop and get the systems in place before you scale up to hire. You have to do the infrastructure and systems at the level you want to be, not at the level you're at now. And this is one of those entrepreneur things where people make mistakes. They're like, let's just see how it goes. Let's just try to do this. And what happens is they end up having 5 or 6 employees. There's different agreements everywhere. They can't keep, it's a hot mess, right? It's a hot mess. So think that's an example of an ineffective. The other one that I really see in our business all the time, if you were waking up today and going, what should I post to try to market my business today? That is not effective marketing. That is not how you put a marketing plan together. It's not how you automate or schedule your marketing in advance. Your marketing should be done really only once a quarter, and it should be automated and scheduled to run behind the scenes, so you wake up and you can make your kids the oatmeal, you can take them to school, and your marketing stuff is going out. We have stuff going out 5 to 7 times a week that was scheduled months ago, right? So those are examples of probably the biggest ones that I see in our business, right? In travel businesses, making sure that we're understanding those are areas where you are bleeding time. You're bleeding time. So what do you do once you fix these things, right? Once you fix them and get that time back, I want to encourage you to do a couple things. One, work on your business, not in your business, right? You have to put the CEO hat on. I know a lot of you experienced owners, you get stuck in that place. This is one of the things we hear a lot from our clients is, how do I move from being the best agent in my business, right? I'm making all the money right now. I'm selling $500,000 a year, $400,000 a year, but I want to grow a team now. But how can I step away when I have all these clients? How do I make that shift? I get that. that's one of those things where getting this time back and having time to allocate to work on your business and still have those sales coming in, but starting to transition some of that work to people you hire. It is a delicate little dance that you need to do, but that's where getting this time back will allow you to work on your business. Now, with all that said, the other thing I want you to think about is self-care time. And you're going, oh my God, Cyndi, like, I don't have time for a bubble bath or a massage or to get my nails done. Like, are you crazy? Some of this time you get back from implementing these systems, you need to figure out something you're going to do for yourself for self-care every single week, if not a few minutes every single day. It is important because you cannot pour from an empty vessel. Have you heard that before? You can't, I don't know who said the original quote, but you can't pour from an empty vessel unless you are at a place where your energy is good, you're feeling rested, you're feeling strong, you have this extra time. So when you get this extra time back, don't just fill it up with a whole bunch of extra crazy work. Yes, I want you to do that time that you're going to work on your business if your goal is to grow it, but also think about, what do I need to keep myself in top condition every week? Maybe it's you work out a couple times a week. Maybe it's you take time for a massage. Maybe it's you get your nails done. But you have to schedule that in like it's anything else. Because if you do that, it puts your mindset in a place where you can be more productive. You're going to show up better for your family. You're going to show up better for your employees. And it is not selfish. Self-care is not selfish. As a mom, I think so many moms struggle with this. Like, you have to take that time to get rejuvenated, right? So I want you to think about that now that we've given you all these great ideas to get some time back. And I want to also share a quote with you. I don't know if you guys have heard this, and it's been said different ways, but if your goal is to grow your travel business, if your why is big enough, if you want it bad enough, you're going to find a way to do it. If you don't want it bad enough, you're going to find an excuse. The reason I bring this quote up today is because all the things that we're talking about, I don't have enough time, is the one that we hear all the time. Oh, how am I going to have time? How am I going to have time? If you prioritize and if it's important enough to you, you will find a way. We have people that go through our program that have 3 kids, work a full-time job, a part-time job. We have people that are in college that go through the program. We have people that have 6 kids, right? We've had every scenario you can imagine. And some of our most successful students are people that have so much going on, but for that 12-week period, they commit to, here's how I'm going to find the time to do it. Whether it's our program or whatever you guys are doing to grow your businesses, where are you going to find that time to work on your business? So, and listen, if growing or supersizing your travel business or starting to host or wanting to launch it the right way from the beginning, so you don't get 3 years in and then you're in this, debacle of all this chaos, reach out to us. Apply for the Careers on Vacation Mastermind, careersonvacation.com/ready now. If you want to try to score one of the last few seats that we have available in the fall mastermind, we encourage you to do that. And listen, guys, I hope we gave you some great tips today. Again, my name is Cyndi Williams. I'm known as the Wanderlust CEO. You can check us out on Instagram and YouTube. And I want to wish you so much love, so much abundance wherever you are on your journey. I wish you the world. We'll see you guys next time. Talk soon.